All right, now, I want to take a look at this. These are photos of your homes and your clutter. And this mess can cause you stress. That stress shows up as high blood pressure, it shows up as weight gain, anxiety, headaches, and fatigue. So let's start off with this problem. Whose mess is this? Let me see there's the guilty party. Come on down, ma'am. I had all your homes, by the way. I had so many I could have chosen from. How are you? What's your first name? Carol. So what is going on in that picture? It's like a war zone in there.
Have a lot of stuff.
Does it always look like that?
No, sometimes it can be worse.
It can be worse. Mm-hmm. All right, so the reason I'm interested in clutter, obviously, is I'm interested in how it affects your mindset, how it affects the role you're going to play in your own life, and how you're going to show up in it. So when you see that little picture there on a scale of 1 to 10, what does that do to your stress level?
Raises it like about an 8 to 8.
There's
a lot of stuff in there.
Who wants to walk into that? That's the point of today's show. Not to blame you for it, but to show you ways of getting past that clutter so you can address the health issues that it can manifest. So I brought a new world expert to help you and me out. Author and professional organizer Peter Walsh is here with a plan to declutter your house and de-stress your body. So I worked with Peter for 10 years. Yeah. I love the tips. Tie it back, if you can, this issue of clutter to stress.
Look, it's really interesting. When we talk about clutter in our homes, we use language like, I felt suffocated, I couldn't breathe, I felt buried. And that's because we know what it does to us at that level. But at another level, if your home is cluttered, the physical space is stressed, but it's also all the stress in here. And as you said, stress, anxiety, depression, you'd be surprised that 77% of people who are super cluttered are also struggling with being obese or overweight. It's a big, big problem.
And it's subconscious, I think, for a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So we've got a plan today to help declutter and de-stress your life. Let's start with it.
Good.
If we can, we'll start off with your closet, Carol.
Okay.
So come, I'll support you through this painful process. So Peter, what's the biggest issue here?
Okay, look, in any closet, if you step into your closet first thing in the morning and you can't find what you want to wear, stuff is on the floor, you feel overwhelmed, that is not the way to start your day, because there it is right there. It sets the tone for the day. There it is. It sets the tone, and I'm sure everyone here has had exactly that experience. So a very simple tip. Number 1, get rid of anything that you no longer use, love, or wear. Number 2, arrange things in categories. Like things together or by season. It's quick and easy to find the things you need, summer or winter. Really simple thing.
Carol, and this is actually, I mean, you both comment. When I look at that picture of your closet, like a lot of the viewers' closets, there's no way you can fit that all in there.
No, I use my son's, I use my husband's closet.
Or you invade their closets like a cancer, metastasizes, spread. But do you actually wear all the clothes you have in the house?
One day I may.
One day you may.
There it is.
Don't laugh, because I know you guys are all thinking it for yourselves. So what do we do with the one day I may people who are thinking, maybe one day I may?
Here's the simplest tip you can do today to declutter your closet. Take every single thing in your closet and hang it the opposite way around. Hang everything, look at the confused look on your face right now.
Can't get it that way.
Okay, just turn all the hangers back to front. Then, every time you wear an article of clothing, hang it up the correct way. When you wear an article of clothing, hang it up the correct way. At the end of 6 months, anything that's still hanging back to front, you are never going to wear. Off to Goodwill.
You wear it for 2 seasons, and if it doesn't work. So if you had to go through that closet and the stuff you have in your husband's and your son's closet, what percentage of that stuff you think may end up like this in the giveaway pile after 6 months?
50%.
Half.
If not more.
I guarantee 80.
80%?
I guarantee.
Probably.
Here's the thing. You wear 20% of your clothes 80% of the time. You wear 20% of your clothes 80% of the time. Give it a shot. I promise. If you declutter it, you will have the morning smile that says, my closet is helping me, not stressing me out.
Here, Carol, take this home with you. It's a little present from the show. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. All right, next, look at this drawer. How many of you have a drawer that looks just like this? Right. This photo actually belongs to Nancy. Where's Nancy?
Hi,
hey,
Doc.
Nancy, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
Is that an accurate picture?
Yes.
Where are your junk drawers?
Everywhere. There's one in every room of the house.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes, and there's 3 in the kitchen.
3 junk drawers.
3 in the kitchen.
All right. So Peter says everyone has to go through these junk drawers and get rid of them. I have a junk drawer at home,
Okay.
which I was too shy to share mine, so I'm glad you did yours. But I would never be able to get rid of the junk drawer.
Wrong. Absolutely wrong. It's like if I said to you, I can't exercise, you would slap me into next week. Here's the thing. Here's the thing with your junk drawer. Number one, you have to change your mindset. You don't have a junk drawer, you have a utility drawer. Because if you don't change your language, it's okay to have this. It's not okay. So here's what you do. Don't look so worried. We're helping you out here.
She's got 3 of these in her kitchen.
Okay, here's what
Just
you
in the
do.
kitchen.
You take everything out of the soon-to-be utility drawer, throw it on the kitchen counter, and you set it, divide it into 3 piles. Trash, stuff that belongs elsewhere, or stuff that you do need in the utility drawer. Let's try this quickly.
Okay.
Where does this belong?
In the garage.
Great. Great. Where does this belong?
In the yard.
Okay, great. Or in the garage as well. Flashlight, would you like a flashlight in the
Yes.
utility drawer?
Yes.
Great. Pens and pencils, would you like these
Yes.
in the utility drawer? Okay, so then you throw trash out.
Okay.
You put this stuff elsewhere and you
Right.
arrange like items together, pens and pencils, batteries, clips, in little boxes. You can even cut a pasta box in half and drop it in the drawer to create like categories. That will organise your utility drawer. Simple thing to do it, and I promise you will look at it and think, my heart is singing with joy because stress is gone from these drawers, I promise.
Some of this stuff, like this old letter here, is
Yeah.
going to have to be trash.
That's right.
I've noticed you've got garage stuff. You make the junk drawer there by mistake. Stuff you keep, but you have to push yourself. Now, what's this
Okay.
drawer for? What do you do with
Okay,
this?
that's called create a free money drawer. In every single home I go into, in junk drawers, I find coupons and gift cards, often worth $400, $500, $600. Absolutely. So here's what you do. You take all of these gift cards or coupons and you create a free money drawer, put it somewhere in your house, and I look at the surprised look on your face.
It's like found
And
money.
There it is. It
Found
is
money.
found money. And again, do you see something as simple as organising a drawer in your house absolutely reduces the stress you have. And when you open that drawer, I promise it will. Well, I was at dinner last night here, and a woman on the next table leaned over and said to me, "You're Peter Walsh. When I look at you, you're my Prozac."
Oh, my.
And it's a funny thing to
What a
say,
great line,
but there
yeah.
it is. It just
Yeah.
takes the
very
stress out of
zen,
it. Yeah,
Susie.
that's
Yeah,
exactly
I
it.
would think
So,
so.
I like the $500 I found money.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Dad.
All right, medicine cabinet.
Here we go.
Robin's got a medicine cabinet. Well, here she is. How are you? And this medicine cabinet, to show that little picture she showed us, it's
Yep.
not a very attractive place, but it is unfortunately reflective of what we all do. So, how do you find anything in that picture we just looked at?
Well, Dr. Oz, I really don't. As a matter of fact, when I opened up the cabinet,
Honesty.
everything falls down. And I had to try to catch it from falling. And I even saw that I had a bar of soap in there, and I went out and brought another bar of soap because
Yeah.
I didn't see it in there. All the junk.
Yeah, we talked about found money a second ago. That's lost money, which
Yes.
again, we all make mistakes. So you argue that we have to change our medicine cabinet completely, including things like magnetizing it.
that's exactly it. Now, grab a metallic strip, throw it in the cabinet, and then all of these little metal things you can get out of the way and throw them up onto the back of the medicine cabinet or the back of the door. Really, again, de-stresses you, makes it look great. And the other thing you can do is if you have less stuff in here, only the stuff you use, it's easy to keep clean and you will never waste money again buying stuff that you already have. It's a money saver as well.
Wow, that's
Good
great.
luck, Tigers. Go get them.
Thank you.
Next area we're going to tackle is the kitchen. So this is actually a place in my house where we have the biggest problem. And we just heard that some people have 3 junk drawers in their
That's
kitchen.
true.
This is a classic drawer. How many of you have a drawer that looks like that, everybody?
Come on, be honest. How many have a drawer like this? Look at this. Exactly.
I do too.
Okay.
So you say we need to do the cardboard box test.
The 1 month cardboard box test. Take everything out of the kitchen drawer, throw it into the cardboard box. Leave it on the kitchen counter for the next month. Every time you use an item and wash it, you put it back into the drawer. Do that for just 1 month. At the end of a month, whatever is still in the box, with the exception of something like a turkey baster, for example, that you use at Thanksgiving, all of this stuff can go with the clothes that are going to Goodwill. You just don't need all the excess. And when you again open the drawer, your heart will sing with excitement at the lack of clutter.
Now, I was reading through your book, which is superb.
Thank you.
And you actually argue that this little process here will allow us to eat healthier. Now, how is that?
Yeah, look, it's people focus on the food they put in their mouths, but for me, it's much more than that. Look, I'm the decluttering guy. I've been doing this for more than 10 years. Every single time people create a space that helps reduce stress and makes their life more efficient, it just creates a healthier life. You can't make your best choices in a cluttered, messy, disorganized house. And the book is all about that. 6 weeks, every day for 6 weeks, how to declutter, an exercise plan, a meal plan, and a mindfulness plan be in your life.
All right, so here's the deal. How many of you would like to take Peter home with you? I would. You can't take him home to declutter with you. Here's his book. It's called Lose the Clutter, Lose the Weight, and you are all going home with your own copy. Enjoy. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss out on new videos to live the good life.